Wireless vulnerabilities, there are quite a few that are out there. We'll talk about some of these in the upcoming slides. Data emanation. Just recognize that for wireless, unless you have a Faraday cage or some type of metal shield around your building or your house or whatever, you can't control where wireless signals go. Copper fiber lines have limited distance where somebody could read information off of it, but a wireless signal, I could be standing here, I could have an attacker sniff that traffic just 10 feet away from me and I'd have no idea. They could be 100 feet away from me. With the right antenna, they could be several miles away. Wireless networks are designed to transmit the signal, not constrain who has access to it. And so since you can't constrain it physically, you have to constrain it logically, and that's why you use WPA passwords or maybe use radius authentication or something else to control who actually uses the wireless access point. If you wanted to find wireless access points, there's this concept of war driving. The idea that you're just taking a wireless network sniffer around and searching for the access points that are connected to your network. You see this from an adversary perspective. They will do this to find wireless access points. At best, they're just using it to find free internet access. At worst, they're using your wireless access points to hack into your network. Bluetooth vulnerabilities. A lot of these have been mitigated with the Bluetooth 3 standards that are out now. But for legacy purposes, you'll hear bluejacking, blue snarfing. If you're a fan of the Person of Interest show, they do a lot of bluejacking in that. You can debate whether that term is used correctly or not, but either way, the fact that the original implementations of Bluetooth had vulnerabilities in it, bluejacking, blue snarfing allowed people to send messages to you over Bluetooth. Maybe that's not a big deal. Blue snarfing was being able to gain access to another device over Bluetooth. Probably the biggest visible attack that we saw out of this was compromising the communication path between one of those earpieces and your phone and being able to monitor and listen to and eavesdrop on that conversation. So generally, if you're not using Bluetooth, turn it off and don't leave your Bluetooth device set to discoverable. There are plenty of free tools out there which will go and look for Bluetooth devices, connect to them and try to pull information like contact lists or messages or that sort of thing over Bluetooth from your device. Captive portals, this is another security concept for controlling network access. You've probably seen these if you've been in a hotel and jump on the wireless access. It redirects you to some page that says either click this button to accept the terms of use and connect to the internet, or pay some outrageous $20 a day for internet access and connect. It's supposed to block internet access until you've specifically accepted the terms or paid. Either way, the idea of a captive portal is being able to constrain who can use the network at any given point. Rogue access points, you see this as a problem with people coming in and dropping access points either because they want the convenience of, I want to be able to, sit out in the hallway or out on the patio and work, so I'm going to put my own wireless access point in here. Unfortunately, people don't realize that wireless access points, again, broadcast, right? You can't control where that signal goes. And so that might introduce specific vulnerabilities with letting people on your network who shouldn't have access to it, or even conflicting with the authorized wireless access devices that are out there. The only way to discover these are either through wireless, war walking, war driving concepts, or you can even search for them across the network logically, just looking for DHCP addresses, looking at MAC addresses and saying, oh, yep, this one belongs to a Cisco or a Linksys wireless access device, and then you can go figure out where they plugged it in from there. One of the favorite tactics we used to do on penetration tests would be to take our own access point. Once we had physical access to a building, you know what, I prefer not to get arrested when I do pen testing. But what we would do is go in and drop the wireless access point in a building once we had access to it. And then I can sit in the parking lot in my car where you can't stop me. Physical security, it may look strange for a guy to be sitting in a car, on his laptop for 4 hours at a time, but being that as it may, it's a lot better than sitting in somebody's office where you're not supposed to be, doing pen testing. But we drop our wireless access point and then go out to the car and hack into the network from there and do what we needed to do.